Welcome back, everyone. So today we are going to start preview review season. So My Hero Academia Girl Power is premiering in May, and surprisingly, they've started previews already. Unlike my previous preview reviews for like Yu Yu Hakusho, where I did 4 characters at a time and videos were like almost an hour long, I think I'm going to condense it down to maybe 2 or 3 character kits at a time, and see how that plays time-wise. So, first off is one of my favorite characters, and that is Himiko Toga version 4. Favorite characters from My Hero Academia. This version of Himiko Toga gives me terror flashbacks. And anyone who played from the Mortal Kombat series forward will have the same flashbacks. Himiko Toga 4 is a 6 hand size, 29 health character with all evil and life. She has the keywords League of Villains and Villain. And it might be a little hard to read on the screen here. This is as close as I can zoom in right now. But I'll read these to you. So she has 2 enhances, the first of which is a once per turn. And it says, remove 1 character card from your discard pile from the game. So, as a cost, you select a character in your discard pile and remove it from the game. Choose 1 non-once per game enhance ability on the removed card. This card gains that ability until the end of the turn. So, once per turn, you get to copy 1 non-once per game enhance on any character card in your discard pile by removing that character card. This is very reminiscent of a character called Quan Chi from my Mortal Kombat 10, or Mortal Kombat X, however they wanted to say it, who could remove character cards every enhanced step, or yeah, I think it started as every enhanced step to copy all abilities printed on the chosen character. So they banned him, because he was very, very powerful. Then I think they reduced it to a twice per turn when they eroded him and brought him back. And then they banned him again because he was still too powerful. And a lot of people are saying that off of All and Evil, Himiko here can play her once per turn ability a second time using Rando's Spirit Gun, which can also use any other once per turn abilities that she copies twice per turn, inevitably stacking her with a whole bunch of abilities every turn, and that is horrifying. Which I think is why some people are kind of worried about Miss Toga here. And then she has a second enhance, Mill 1, so as the cost, you discard the top card of your deck. Your attack gets +1 damage, and if it deals damage, gain 1 health. That's pretty solid. It's mainly the once per turn top enhance here that's got people spooked. Moving on to her support, we have their first attack, Armed Struggle. This is a 4 difficulty, 3 control, 5 high for 3 with a +2 high block. It's got the ally and weapons keywords. It has a static ability that if it is added to your momentum, add it face up. We love face up momentum tricks. And then enhance momentum, flip. So you can only use this enhance if this card is face up in your momentum and you flip it as cost. This attack gets +2 speed, change its zone to high. That's pretty cool. You get some zone change, you get some speed boost, which combos well with Toga's own enhance of boosting damage, and possibly gaining health. All in all, not bad. Then her Ultra is Needle Barrage, a 5 difficulty, 5 mid for 4, 3 control with a +3 mid block. It's got Echo, ranged, and weapon, so the Echo keyword as a response. You discard a momentum. After this attack resolves, you may play it again as your next form from your card pool, turning 1 attack into 2, already pretty scary. And it says, enhance Mill 3. This attack gets +1 damage for each character milled this way. That's pretty cool. So you can boost damage by milling more characters. Sorry, I have a cat on my lap who's just trying to claw the heck out of me. Say hi, Sam. Say hi. And then it also has another enhance. If this attack deals damage, unflip 1 momentum. That's pretty tricky. So you can reuse things like Armed Struggle or Off of Life, any of Toga 2's attacks that would flip in your momentum for cost. That's pretty good. Also off of life, with all of this mill, you have access to... I don't know what the card is called, but it's a card from the Mighty Nine Challenger series that says flip once you've milled. If you mill one or more cards, you may take one of the cards you milled and put it on top of your deck. So if you're milling with all of this and you mill character cards, you can then stack a 6 check on top of your deck. That's pretty cool. You can do that off of life. That's pretty solid. I like that. And with Toga wanting to play more characters, that could help you play, less foundations, which would be rough, but at least you'd be playing a lot of 6 checks in your deck. Moving on, we have her another 4 diff attack, Spring the Trap. A 4 difficulty, 3 control, 4 mid for 4 with a +1 mid block. It's got the ranged keyword, even though it doesn't look very ranged from the picture. It has a static. If it's added to your momentum, add it face up. And it has a momentum enhance, which is momentum flip. Choose one card in your card pool. It does not count towards progressive difficulty this turn. That's spooky. The ability to just, if this card's in your momentum, you can just make your attacks or any other cards not count towards progressive. That's dangerous for like a string deck. That's really, really good, actually. That's pretty cool. And then enhance, if you have a character card in your removed from game pile, draw 1 card. That's pretty cool. You're going to be removing characters to gain various multiple effects. So this just lets you draw a card, and the momentum enhance allows you to cheat progressive a little bit for the turn. Then we have Toga's Knife Toss, a 5 difficulty, 3 control, 4 low for 6 with a +1 low block. Tripping over my own tongue. It's one of these draft style attacks where all it has is EX3, ranged, and weapon. So EX3, you can spend 1 or more momentum, and for each momentum spent, you get +3 speed. Just basically one of those draft common attacks where you're going to get probably 1 or 2 of these per pack, and they're just really solid pseudo-blanket moves. And then we're starting with her foundations. We have a Gift Returned, and this was such a sweet moment between her and Twice. It's a 2 difficulty, 5 control with a +3 high block. It says enhance flip, add 1 card with a check value of 6 from your discard pile to your hand. So this is really good on defense, because if you're milling a bunch of characters, they all have a check value of 6. You can basically pick up a +0 mid block from your discard pile. That's pretty good to just flip, and there's no real other cost aside from flipping this card. So they were talking about some cards being reprinted. Hopefully Wall Cling is one of those things that's reprinted, and you could use it on some of these symbols. Then we have the last of her foundations. First of all is Abrupt Drop. I love her face and Compress's reactions here. A 1 difficulty, 4 control with a +3 low block. It says enhance flip mill 4. So discard the top 4 cards of your deck. This attack gets +1 speed for each character milled this way. So you want to play a lot of characters, and you just dump a bunch of speed and damage on your cards with these character cards, copying some very dangerous abilities. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm kind of liking how this Toga is looking, aside from the fact that she gives me horrible Quan Chi flashbacks. Next foundation is Perceived Weakness. We saw this in the initial teaser article. It is a 1 difficulty, 5 control with a +3 mid block. It says enhanced Tenacious, so playable while committed. Flip. If your rival has lost health this turn, your weapon attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage. That's pretty good. It's playable while committed, so you can commit this to pass a check. And if your rival's already lost health, you get extra speed and damage. That's pretty good, especially at the end of a string. Put it on your final attack. And then her final is her rare foundation, Without a Vision. I don't know if she's yawning or laughing here. But it's a 3 difficulty, 5 control with a +2 mid block. It's got form, commit, discard 1 card, draw 1 card. Your rival's next check this turn gets -2. That's pretty neat. Not only do you get to cycle a card, you get to make your rival's next check harder to pass, kind of pushing that boundary of if your attack deals damage, gain a health, guaranteeing some face-up momentum. That's pretty solid. And then a Deadlock Enhance. Your rival's next check this turn gets -1. So this card is not unique. So you can have multiple in your stage. So it's multiple cards that could cycle and give -2 to a check. But also repeatable minus to your rival's check in Deadlock. A lot of people were complaining, especially with younger Toguro, that in Yu Yu Hakusho there were no Deadlock cards. I think they're gonna overcorrect a little bit here if this is if this is prologue, because imagine your rival has 11 foundations and you have 3 of these on board. Every enhanced step you can give their checks -3, both on your turn and their turn. Every enhanced step from their second enhance to their last enhance, or their second check to their last check, gets -3. That's spooky. On 2 of these symbols, you can play this in younger Toguro, forcing your rival into Deadlock, forcing them to lose checks. That's scary. This card is scary. I don't know if I like this card. Honestly, I think it would have been fine with the form. It didn't need the Deadlock Enhance, but, you know, I mean, if we're gonna give Toga the good things, we're gonna give Toga the good things. So yeah, that is Toga 4. And I think she's gonna be spooky. I think she is. If past is prologue, and seeing what we saw with Quan Chi, hopefully they fixed it. Hopefully they fixed the Quan Chi problems. They say she can't play once per game abilities, which is really good, because you wouldn't want her removing something like a fourth kind, which, I mean, she can't play, but like a Deku 3, or some of these others, like with a really powerful once per game, of like draw 4 or something like that. She can't abuse those, but she can abuse once per turn abilities, especially when paired with Rando's Spirit Gun. Being able to remove 2 characters, each with a once per turn ability, on top of her own once per turn ability, and then basically every once per turn ability gets played twice. That's scary. And yeah, I think people are right to be a little nervous about that coming back. But on to our second character from the preview review. We finally get Itsuka Kendo, and she was also shown off with the teaser article. So most people will recognize her from Class 1B. She has the 1B and Student tags, but she also had a Focused Attack as an attack in Heroes Clash. And we're going to get to see what she does now. So she is a 6 hand size, 27 health character with all order and water. Interesting. She has a form, Commit, so you commit Kendo. This character's hand size becomes 8 until the end of your next turn. That's cool. We've never seen a character like this from MHA forward. Becoming an 8-hander is really solid. And then she has Enhanced Commit 1 Foundation. Your mid attack gets +2 damage and gains Stun 1. So that's really good. 2 damage and Stun 1 on every mid attack. That's pretty good, and it kind of leans into her wanting to play Focused Attack. And then she also has a card that I've found a lot of use in with Beauty and Strength. Her foundation from Jetburn, which can give a mid-attack to speed, but also has a Tenacious ability to remove itself and lock a card in your rival's card pool for the turn, which means younger Toguro can't build it down. It can't be discarded for something like Vax or Vaxildan, or these other cards like Storm of Arrows or Chorus of 1,000 Skulls that can spend things from your momentum. It just locks it in place. Award the Victor can't add that card to the top of your deck. It's really, really solid foundation, and I think it's going to see a lot of play in her. Moving on, we have her rare attack. It is a 5 difficulty, 3 control, 4 mid for 5 with a +2 low block. It's got Powerful 3, Punch, Slam, and Stun 1. That's a lot of keywords. And it says enhance, spend 1 momentum, increase all of this attack's keyword ratings by 1. So you spend a momentum, this becomes powerful 4 and stun 2. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid. And then you can give it an additional stun 1 by committing a foundation, so then it gets 2 instances of stun 2. That's crazy. A 4 mid 7 would basically stun 4 on a 5 diff as your opener? That's really, really good. For the cost of 1 momentum and committing a foundation, that's really, really good. And then the powerful 4 on 4 mid 7 in her is really strong. And then enhance, if your rival has 8 or more foundations, this attack gets +3 speed. So in her, it becomes a 7 mid 7, stun 4, powerful 4. And this is just the rare. We don't even know what the ultra does yet. That's just the rare. That's nuts. That is catch these hands level of nuts. I like it. Moving on to one of her common attacks, Big Fist Fury. A 5 difficulty, 3 control, 4 mid for 6 with a +1 high block. Very nice block there. It's got the Fury and Slam keywords. It says enhance, reveal 1 mid attack from your hand. This attack gets +1 speed and gains stun 1. So it becomes a 5 mid 6 stun 1, which she can commit a foundation to make it a 5 mid 8 stun 1 plus stun 1. Kendo is just going to shove people's... She's just going to slap your foundation sideways with her big ol' hands. That's going to be rough. You're going to want to pack a lot of anti-stun if Kendo gets popular. Alright, moving on. We have her uncommon attack. A 4 difficulty, 3 control, 2 high for 5 with a +3 mid block. And that is Big Fist Overhand Punch. Odd that this is a high attack. But it is punch, slam, combo, and it combos with a mid attack. So the way to use this combo enhance is the card immediately before Big Fist Overhand Punch in your card pool has to be a mid attack. And it says combo enhance, look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put them back in any order, then draw 1 card. That's pretty good. You're figuring out what your next checks are going to be. You can draw an attack off the top of your deck. It is just weird. I get that Overhand Punch, it's coming down. But it's the only high attack in her kit, and it kind of feels a little off. But I guess it kind of helps to change it up a little bit and, make sure that your next checks are going to go well. And then for her Ultra, we have Double Jumbo Fist, a 4 difficulty, 3 control, 4 mid for 4 with a +1 mid block. It's got the Punch and Slam keywords. It has a static that says, while this card is in your card pool, your other mid attacks get +1 speed and +1 damage. So it doesn't count for Double Jumbo Fist on itself. But then it says enhance, add 1 copy of Double Jumbo Fist from your discard pile to your card pool. This attack gets 2 speed and 2 damage. So you add another copy of Double Jumbo Fist to your card pool, which the other copy's static will give this 1/1, making it 5/5. And then itself gets 2 speed, 2 damage, making it a 7 mid 7. Kendo can commit a foundation to give it 2 damage and stun 1, so it's a 7 mid 9, stun 1. And then the rest of your mid attacks are going to get 2/2 for the rest of the turn, as long as those 2 are in your card pool. That's crazy. Come to think of it, all. Toga 4 has all. And Spring the Trap is a mid attack that says choose 1 card in your card pool. It doesn't count towards progressive difficulty. You can turn Kendo into a string mid attack deck, which can make your Double Jumbo Fists, like the ones you add in, not count towards progressive difficulty. That's kind of gross. And then, of course, you have access on 2 symbols to Funny Punch, Focused Attack, which is a combo mid-attack to get a whole bunch of damage. And yeah, this is going to be kind of solid. I kind of dig this. This is kind of fun. Double Jumbo Fist gives me Windmill Punch vibes, again, from the Mortal Kombat set. I guess we're just kind of mirroring a bunch of Mortal Kombat stuff here. But that's kind of cool. Moving into her first foundation, we have Analytical Combatant. It is a 1/5 with a +2 high block. It's got a response that is tenacious, so playable while committed, which is good because Kendo wants to commit her own foundations to give damage and stun. It says, after this card is committed during the enhance step, look at the top card of your deck. So it doesn't flip, it doesn't remove or destroy. It's just you commit it, you get to peek at the top card of your deck. That's pretty good. Then if you have any onboard draw and it's an attack, you can draw it, or you can just guarantee your next check's going to be good. I like this common. This is a very good common for a character like Kendo, who wants to commit her own foundations and guarantee that she's going to have some good checks coming to her. That's pretty good. I like it. Next up we have Big Sister of 1B, a 2/5 with a +2 mid block. 3 abilities on this card. We have Enhanced Commit. This attack gets +2 speed. Pretty solid. We have Enhanced Commit. If your character's hand size is greater than your rival's, this attack gets -2 speed. Alright, so if you don't give your own thing speed, and then you boost your hand size for the next 2 turns, you can give -2 speed to your rival's cards. And then Response Tenacious. After this card is committed during the Enhance step, this attack is +1 or -1 damage. So you can give +2 speed and +1 damage to one of your attacks, or -2 speed and -1 damage to one of your rival's attacks. Pretty solid. I like that. I dig that. Then we have Something to Prove, a 1/4 with a +2 low block. It says Enhanced Flip. This attack is +1 damage for each of its keyword abilities. So, it does not say different keyword abilities. So here with Barrier Buster, let's say, it's got Powerful 3 and Stun 1. That's +2 damage. If you give it Stun 1 with Kendo, that becomes +3 damage on a flip. That's pretty good. If you can stack keyword abilities, like separate instances of stun, you can just throw a bunch of extra damage on a card for no apparent reason. That's pretty good. I think that's deserving of the 4-check. And then, finally, we have Thoughtful Classmate, her rare foundation. A 2/5 with a +3 mid-block. It says, Response, Flip. At the start of your end phase, add 1 mid-attack from your card pool to your hand. What are our block zones here? +1 mid, +3 mid, +1 high, +2 low. That's a +1 mid. I think that's the only mid-attack. That's a +3 mid. Yeah, so Thoughtful Classmate, you can flip to pick up maybe one of your attacks that didn't do damage, or you could pick up a double jumbo fist that you stuffed into your card pool with your other double jumbo fist, so that instead of just going to the discard pile, you can pick it up for the next turn. That's pretty good. Or you can pick up one that you know is going to be a block zone that you're going to need if your rival's playing, say, a mono high package, and you played Big Fist Fury, you can pick up this +1 high block that's really nice. Or if you know your opponent's playing a bunch of Walk the Dog stuff, you can pick up this +2 low block that's really nice. Yeah, just flipping to pick up an extra block is really good. Or an attack for next turn if you don't think that your rival's going to be able to crack back on you. All in all, I think Kendo's going to be fun. I know a lot of people are going to look down on her for only wanting to play mids and calling her just the middest mid character ever, but maybe it's just me and being hopeful for most characters. I see a lot of potential in her, and I see, especially just stunning a whole bunch of this Barrier Buster as an opener to have 2 instances of stun 2 is gross, and then it gives itself speed, you're getting damage with your character, you have access to Powerful 4. I see, even with all mids, it's hard to hold, and unless you're like Toga 4 and you're drawing a bunch of characters, it's hard to hold all mid blocks. It's going to be hard, because if you do that, you're not teched for other characters, playing the highs and lows and stuff like that. I absolutely believe Kendo's going to catch people off guard when they catch her hands. But yeah, those are the first 2 characters for My Hero Academia Girl Power. We are well within preview season. I'm going to try to do these maybe 2 characters at a time. I feel like that is the right amount of time. for these videos, and I will see you guys in the next time. Take care.